Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Urban Myth Dissolution Center. We're about halfway through, I think, our fifth case of the game. It's the curious case of the doppelgangers we're looking into. We've just been dropped off by Jasmine, and we're going to be plunged into this scene where I'm controlling Azumi. Azumi? Azami. Yeah, Miss Azami. And it looks like something spooky might be about to happen. Not quite sure. Oh. Did you see that? I can't put the glasses on, but there's someone following us. Ooh. Ooh, not a huge fan of that, I must say. Disappears when you turn. Ooh. What is this place? It's dark, but so loud. I don't want to see or hear, I'm scared. No, help me. Yeah, this is way too loud. We should go somewhere quieter. Miss Azami. Miss Azami. Director? No. You can't just stick us back in the van after that. Zami, you awake? Yes. That was enough again. Huh? What the? Oh, I just zoned out for a bit there. Stop falling asleep while we're talking. Kurosawa sent in this stupid request, so we need to get planning. Sorry, I had this weird dream. Anyway, you were saying the doppelganger had actually shown up before the CEO office intrusion? Aye, turned up a week ago in the UTech HQ server room. Which makes 3 sightings. Server room, CEO's office, and CEO's home. Sure gets around for an anomaly. By the way, we haven't heard from the director yet. Hope everything's okay. It's looking like we might have to do the dissolution ourselves, eh? I'll practice manifesting the eye opener and unlocking it. No idea what you're talking about. UTech HQ coming up. Time for investigator mode. Yes. That was it a dream? Did it really happen? I don't know. It was creepy though. Kurosawa-san, you mentioned the doppelganger was here a week ago.
Yeah, seems like it showed up in this server room. No reports of anything stolen or sabotaged so far.
Can I ask what this room's for?
Well, this is our server room where we store important data for our clients. It's usually off limits to external parties. My main concern is why the intruder targeted this server room. Since it's appeared in our buildings twice already, it may have hostile intentions towards our company. I hope you can find out why it came here.
Understood.
By the way, I asked you to look for the HDD stolen from my home. Could you give me a status report on that first?
Well actually our job is to investigate urban myths. Looking for stolen property is not quite what we...
Well, it looks like our understanding of the request and your work aren't aligned.
Hey, when did we agree to change our service plan?
And you are?
Just a part-time helper. If you have additional requests for lost property searches, I'll check with management. We're not in a position to make those kind of decisions ourselves, especially for this kind of pseudo-police work. Never know what might turn out illegal, really. I can write up a theft report for the police.
Oh, well, actually, we've had a lot going on with all these strange incidents. Please forget about the stolen item for now. We'll handle that ourselves. Just continue investigating the urban myth element, if that works for you.
Oh, okay.
Please, check with the server engineer and security guard about what happened here.
Okay, we will. Okay. Thanks, Jasmine. Why did Kurosawa-san's tone change all of a sudden? Leave those situations to me. Anyway, showing his true colours. He almost forced that responsibility on us. Let's move on. First, we need to know what appeared here. Next, why it came here specifically. Keep an eye out for what Kurosawa's up to while we investigate. Okay, so here we are. Let's we'll probably come back and talk to him. I'm going to do a little area search first. It's like a shelf for stowing connection cables and tools. Quite a lot of stuff kept here. Wow, these servers are almost a wall of their own. Wouldn't fit in my place. Wonder if folks working on their PCs need to have them at home. So about the servers, is the big one the server? Or the various pieces sticking out the servers? This server has glass doors but no locks. Locks down there. Okay, that's it. So let's put on glasses. And we'll do another sweep for strange phenomena. Quite a few of them here. It's just like Kurosawa-san, but this one's the doppelganger. It seems to be doing something to the server. This shadow looks just like Kurosawa-san, but it's actually the doppelganger, I think. Yes, positive. He's standing there all confident like it's his own company. He's a security guard, saw this doppelganger too, right? Oh. The shadow, which just looks just like Kurosawa-san. I'm starting to see the difference. This one must be the doppelganger. It's staring at this server. Huh. It's looking this way and laughing. Scary. Wonder what this server is. The doppelganger seemed fixed on it. This shadow's probably Kurosawa-san's. It looks different from the doppelganger. Alright, let's do glasses off, and then we'll talk to the security guard and then this guy. We're from the Urban Myth Dissolution Center. May I talk to you for a bit? Inoue. Inu? Let's call him Inu.
Yeah. Heard from the CEO. Inu here, security for the server room. Please ask me anything. Yes.
Inu-san, could you tell me about your job?
Yeah, I'm in charge of security for UTech server room. We handle important data, such as personal information. Yep.
I see. A week ago at midnight, we heard that someone came to this server room.
Oh, yeah. The CEO's doppelganger? Yeah.
Exactly. Could you tell me everything you saw at that time?
Well, I don't really understand this doppelganger stuff, but someone who looks just like the CEO. Well, I find that hard to believe just like that, yeah.
I know it sounds ridiculous, but we're sure an entity like that is out there. Things have been stolen from the CEO's office and Kurosawa-san's home. Yeah. We'd appreciate your help, especially to prevent any further incidents.
Well, that makes sense, yeah, I see. It was just past midnight on that day, I think. CEO just showed up like that, yeah.
Does Kurosawa-san usually come by at those hours?
Nah. It's rare that he even comes to the server room, to be honest with you. Our server engineer, Nakata, was here too, yeah.
I see. So what was Kurosawa-san doing here?
Oh, well, we entered the server room and seemed to be doing something inside. I didn't see what exactly.
Alright, I see. Was there anything unusual about Kurosawa-san?
Well, yeah, he was just like his usual everyday self. He's here today as well, but even if he told me he was the doppelganger, I wouldn't know. There's no way I could tell, yeah.
I see.
One thing though, he was there one moment and gone the next. You should ask Nakata, our server engineer, about that. He also met the CEO here last week. I met that doppelganger thing here, yeah.
I see, thank you. Alright, let's do a journal entry for the reliable security guard. Inu-san is the security guard in charge of the server room. He seems to have encountered the doppelganger, but around what time was that? Around midnight. Yes. Inu-san and Nakata-san were working late. At that hour, there weren't any other witnesses. Hello, we're from the Urban Myth Dissolution Center.
Oh, hello. I'm Nakata. I handle UTech Priority Server Room, admin and maintenance.
Are you the servers... are the servers those large machines in the back?
Yeah, those shelves hold hundreds of servers, and I'm in charge of them.
Oh, I see. Makes sense. Could you tell me about your work?
I work in UTech's server room here in the headquarters. I oversee and maintain the server hardware, and also handle troubleshooting.
Are you always here?
I'm actually pretty new to the company.
There's another new hire.
Not always, though I do often come down and handle things here.
I see, thank you. Could you recap what happened a week ago at night?
Well, that day I was handling our regular monthly server maintenance, among other things.
So it was your monthly special day when the servers get their beauty time?
Yeah, I guess, something like that. The CEO showed up during that time, a little past midnight, I think. He came in and just, well, knowing I was busy at work, he just gave me a wave.
Like, don't mind me, carry on or something?
Yeah, exactly. So I was focusing on the maintenance process and other tasks.
Did you notice anything unusual?
Unusual? Yeah, let me think. Well, he acted just like the CEO usually does when we see him around the office.
Do you know what exactly he was doing?
Well, that would be... no, I don't really know. He seemed to be working on something, but he was gone when I looked up.
Did you get a close look at Kurosawa-san's face when he appeared at midnight?
I'm not too sure, but I did look at him when he entered this room. I think he was just, the usual CEO.
Alright, let's talk to Kurosawa-san again. Really sorry about earlier.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, force of habit from the negotiation table.
Oh, okay. Could you tell me about what happened here in detail?
Well, 1 week ago, late at night, the doppelganger showed up here, though nothing was taken. Please ask our server engineer in this room's security guard for specifics. I was out of the office working on something else, so I wasn't aware of what happened.
Understood, I'll check with them. What we just did.
Oh, by the way,
Did you remember something?
you have this, special power, right? I seem to have lost my fountain pen when I came here this morning.
Your fountain pen?
You're good at finding such things, aren't you?
Well, kinda?
No, it's actually a very special pen for me. Could you try looking for it? It was a gift from my father.
From your father? Oh, we definitely should try to find it then.
Exactly. Would you mind?
Well, it should be in this room somewhere. I'll have a look. I wanted to ask about Kiyomoto-san. You mentioned she wasn't answering calls?
Kiyomoto. Oh, my secretary. Oh, yes, I'd forgotten to mention this. We haven't been able to contact her. I asked HR to check on her home, but they couldn't find her, so she might be missing.
Huh?
Maybe that secretary job was physically demanding in some ways, but disappearing with no word or warning.
I don't think that's what's going on. Meeting the doppelgangers of other people can kill you too.
Well, that's pushing it a bit, no? I met mine 2 days ago, but nothing has happened. Though that reminds me.
That reminds you?
Yes, well, it's just that our housekeeper didn't show up this morning and hasn't contacted us either.
Your housekeeper, Honda-san? Is she okay? Your secretary, Kiyomoto-san, and now your housekeeper, Honda-san? Both recently encountered your doppelganger? It's really strange that they're going missing like this.
Well, actually, there are lots of irresponsible people in the world. Now, why am I totally unaffected?
Well...
I wouldn't worry too much about the doppelganger rumors.
Wait, so that wasn't why you requested the center's help? Now, they were both new hires. I don't think they've died. I wonder if he's being scammed or targeted by criminals in some way for something, and, you know, the housekeeper wanted in his safe anyway, we know that much. But what am I doing? I'm looking for his pen, aren't I? So let's have another look at this box. Yeah, it's definitely Kurosawa-san himself, not the doppelganger. It's like he's placing something on the tool shelf. Maybe put the pen here and forgot about it. Need to check. Yeah, let's do that. The shadow is around here. There it is. Oh, there it is. An expensive-looking fountain pen. Why would he put it here of all places? Did he hide it on purpose? Anyway, let's get this back to Kurosawa-san.
Yes, anything you need, let me know anytime.
We're still looking into the intruder's motive, but here's your fountain pen. It was right here on the tool shelf.
Ah! Well, that power of yours, it's real. This should work then. just talking to myself. Please carry on with your investigation.
Okay. What else? Talk to people again. Okay, we're done with that. I'll have a look at everything again. It's in a glass compartment with a solid-looking door and lock. Tight security here. Pardon my little puppy. The doppelganger's shadow was looking at this server. I wonder what's stored in it. Maybe check with the engineer. Yeah, okay, so we'll check with Nakata. Nakata-san?
Yeah?
There's a server with a lock. What's stored in it? I'm thinking that maybe the doppelganger was aiming for the content of that server?
Well, this server's content, I really can't tell you that due to security protocols. I could, but I'd need permission from the CEO, so...
Okay, let's add him to our journal then, I guess. Nakata-san is the engineer in charge of the server room. The doppelganger showed up. What was he doing? A monthly meat discount. Strip, rock, paper, scissors. I'm going to guess it's the server maintenance, actually. Funnily enough, that was correct. Okay. I'm going to have another look at the place back here. No, that's fine. Okay, so let's talk to the CEO. Maybe get permission for this guy to tell us a bit more. Yeah, that's anything you need. There's a server with a lock. What kind of data is stored in it? Could be the doppelganger trying to steal that information. Nakata-san mentioned the doppelganger was doing something to the server.
I see. Well, please check with our server's engineer about specifics. You can tell him I gave you permission. And even if the doppelganger is indeed after the server's content, well, the data within is encrypted.
You mean it should be safe?
Yes. However, I'm concerned that our engineer hadn't mentioned that so far.
Why is that?
Well, all hands-on server processes are up to the team in charge, so I wouldn't be accessing anything directly myself.
I see. I'll check with Nakata-san. Kurosawa-san said you're allowed to tell us about the server's content. Also, I think he's a bit worried about why you hadn't informed him that the doppelganger tampered with the server.
What? Me? Well, to be honest, I felt that the CEO was acting strange that day. I asked him what he was doing, but he didn't even answer me.
So you did feel something was off?
Yeah, and to answer your question, well, that server is for government-related matters. It contains the National Police Agency's information system.
The National Police?
Issues with that server tend to be complicated, so to be honest, I preferred not to cause any issues by speaking up.
I see.
And please, it's strictly off the record that it's for the police's information system. So it's not like I had any other intentions, I'm sorry. And either way, it takes special authentication to...
Authentication? Yeah.
to access that system. So the intruder shouldn't have been able to extract any data.
So in order to do anything with the server's content, you'd need to clear the authentication?
Well, that's right. So I bet the intruder probably got this far, then gave up and left. Please pass that on to the CEO.
Understood. Thanks for explaining. I wonder if the server near the back wall is alright. The doppelganger was trying to do something to it. Maybe look at it through the glasses. Okay. We can do that. This doppelganger, what is it doing to this server? It's touching something, connecting a cable? Wait, is that even safe for the server? Should I worry? This server is neither a door or a lock, so it just opens up. Doppelganger was connecting a cable to this and doing something. I need to let the server engineer know about this. Can you talk to the guard again? Just check in. No, he's fine. Excuse me, about the server in the back. The doppelganger might have been targeting the server in the back of the room. Seems to have connected a cable to it and then did something? Did it steal some important data, maybe?
Server in the back? You mean the one without a lock? Server in the back isn't being used yet. We'll be setting up its structure and getting it ready for actual use.
Oh, so there's no data in it that could be stolen?
Yeah, it's totally empty. It's not even connected to the internet, so there's nothing that could be done with it.
Oh. So the doppelganger snuck into the server room to steal important data, but didn't find anything, so gave up? That feels off somehow. Maybe I should ask Jasmine for tips. Alright, we can do that.
Just be wary around Kurosawa, okay?
About the doppelganger that appeared in this server room. Any thoughts?
For a doppelganger, this one doesn't seem that supernatural. This one came for the server room. The stolen item from the CEO's place was an HDD. Oh yeah, and the card-like device it stole from the CEO office.
The item stolen from the CEO office was some kind of device. All I heard was that it's red and card-like.
Oh, I guess I shouldn't assume then.
Any leads you're aware of?
Not too sure. Might be something, but nah, I'm not confident just yet.
I see. Well, let me know if you figure out anything. The doppelganger must have a goal. It's like it's targeting something.
If we keep working this case and it turns out the Illuminate cards are related.
If they are?
Yeah, well, I need a bit more info, Azami. Give me that info.
On it. So we know quite a bit more, but also quite a bit less. Which means our doppelganger came to this server room. But it seems it slipped away without taking anything this time. Yeah. But in this room there's one server, which sounds like an obvious target.
Say what?
Well, you see,
Why are you whispering?
the server contains the National Police's information system.
The National Police?
Shh.
But nothing seems to have been swiped from the server, yeah?
It seems the police info system needs special authentication to access.
Authentication? So a password? And it left this room, for now at least.
And now I'm more and more confused about the doppelganger's goals.
Actually, Azami, I think I might have an idea. Question is, what type of data from the National Police is stored there?
Oh, is there a way to find out?
Well, I think Kurosawa is taking a peek at the content at least. To find a way to make him spill the beans.
Oh wow.
Kurosawa is feigning calm, but is obsessed with whatever was taken. Then again, he's not just gonna tell us if we ask. It's a matter of what could we tell him that would make him talk.
Gotcha, I'll think about it.
Go for it.
Okay, let's have a look. If it is a criminal gang, then they could be clearing records of their past crimes. Perhaps.
Is there anything you're unsure of?
I think it's going to be hard to get him to talk.
Kurosawa-san has been hiding various pieces of information from us. If we could make him believe that we are partially aware of the truth and are in a position to help him, we may be able to get past his emotional barrier.
The doppelganger is clearly sneaking in to steal the National Police's data. It's acting in ways that an anomaly wouldn't. Is there some kind of hint there? What could we say to catch Kurosawa-san off guard? The doppelganger? Maybe... Azima? Who is trying to... plot a terrorist attack? Yeah. The doppelganger may be Azima. This is just a thought, but putting aside whether the doppelganger is an anomaly or not, if we hypothesize it's Azima working towards a goal, things start to make sense. This is a huge slip-up by Kurosawa-san's company, but he'd probably tell us... so we could possibly ask Kurosawa-san outright, but that's kind of scary, honestly. I should check with Jasmine first.
That Kurosawa guy, he seems...
I'll keep an eye out too. Sounds great. Just a thought about the entity we've been calling the doppelganger. Could it be a Zimmer trying to make things look like it's a doppelganger?
You think so too, Azami? They snuck in here a week ago to snatch National Police info for their terrorist plans. They failed and realised they'd need a red card-like device for the heist. So they stole it from the CEO's office or something like that.
They needed a device to steal the data. How do you know this?
Azami, just trust me on this one. Go pressure Kurosawa a bit. If he won't talk, just mention that device and he should tell you everything.
Okay.
Yes, anything you need?
Kurosawa-san, about the content of the server that the doppelganger tried to hack.
Now, I can't really tell you much. Could you just focus on the intruder's motive?
What if the intruder was a Zimmer? They've been carrying out terrorist attacks. If they laid hands on the information, you don't know what they might do. What exactly is this top secret info about?
Well, let's slow down a bit. As I mentioned earlier, nothing was taken during the intrusion. And you may have heard that even if they had tried to access the server, well, a special authentication is needed to retrieve the data.
Oh, the red card light device was stolen from your office, wasn't it? Isn't that a huge concern?
Yeah, I didn't think you'd find out this much. The information in that server is related to VIP protection.
VIP protection?
The info related to security measures for political figures and leaders from within Japan, and also for VIPs visiting from overseas. Security is a growing concern recently.
You mean the Zimmer terrorist activities that we see in the news? So Zimmers could plan terrorist attacks with that information?
Yes, which is why I was hoping you could figure out who the thief is. Then again, well, you got me. Guess I underestimated you.
He's wording this as if we brought up a real zinger or something. Should update Jasmine either way. That Kurosawa guy... Okay, that's the repeat. Jasmine, we know what's in the server. Are you okay? You don't look good. It's got info on VIP protection. The intruder who came to the server room was trying to access VIP protection info. Just like you suggested, I mentioned the device to Kurosawa-san and he told me. Okay. If it's a Zimmer, then they're definitely planning out the steps towards their goal. Which means the Zimmers have full access to security information on the VIPs, right? Ah, you got it. This could be really bad. Jasmine, does the situation look hopeless? Well, the doppelganger has probably been after Kurosawa's data for a while. The server contained national police info on VIP protection. Did the Zimmers do this to plan terrorist attacks? The police are in danger, but we are too now that we know. If they realise the centre's involved, the Zimmers may label us as threats and actively target us. Oh no, even if we don't do anything to them? We figured out their plans, that's reason enough for them to come after us. Now this means the boss man's silence is a concern too. No word in a while. Let's hope it's not because of the Zimmers. Do you think the director's okay? The boss man's a resourceful one, so I'm not that worried. Either way, the Zimmers have probably already achieved their goal. Now it's up to how we and the police follow up. I see. Anyway, let's stop here for today. Tell them bye and head home. Yeah.
Having that stolen really messes with our plans. The red device, too. Then again, that girl's power could be useful.
Back at the centre. I really hope the director's okay. Assuming Jasmine's right, I wonder what the director is doing now. Another pile of books. Researching something, I guess. Occult Fundamentals for Dummies. Alien Abduction Techniques Past and Present. The World Without Satomu Kisaragi. Spice Up Your Occultic Fun. The Book of the Dead According to Satomu Kisaragi. These are all books by Dr. Kisaragi, and there's something else in the pile. A memo from the director. Server room, CEO office, Kurosawa home. The last line reads, Kurosawa Seiji? The doppelganger's motives seen with that vision. Yep, it's time for me to go meet Jasmine. Okay, let's get started. Any word from the boss man? Not yet. I don't know what's going on. Seems really busy. I did find a memo listing the places we've investigated. Last line read, Seiji Kurosawa. Keeping watch with that vision, huh? Could throw us a tip or two at least. Anyway, Seiji Kurosawa is Yua, Kurosawa's father. We'll be heading to Seiji Kurosawa's home, their estate. The doppelganger showed up there. You mean at Kurosawa-san's family home? Aye, if the bossman had that name written down, there must have been some clue. Seiji Kurosawa. That CEO guy has some serious lineage. Wait, who exactly is Seiji Kurosawa? Again, how do you not hear about such things? Looking him up online will give you an idea. Understood. I'll I'll search for Seiji Kurosawa then.
I wonder if the Kurosawa estate might be hiding something. Something that the doppelganger and Zimmers both want.
Info stored in the server room. Or maybe not, since it's top secret.
What a mess if that had leaked.
Anyway, I'll go ahead and look up Seiji Kurosawa. So, is it true that director Kurosawa's son is Yuya Kurosawa, the CEO of UTEC? I bet you he's leaving management up to someone else and just playing around. Director Kurosawa?
I didn't mean Seiji Kurosawa.
We were looking up Seiji-san, but info on his son came up.
Now, his father's a big shot and his son makes a lot of money, so I'm sure a lot of people envy him.
Which one gets more attention? Well, we're going to get the wobbly words, first of all. Alright, so we need to narrow down the search somewhat. UTEC has ties with big companies and the government, so it's set for the next several years, at the very least. Must be nice to have parents in high places. UTEC does seem to be doing really well.
It must be nice not having to work that hard.
I've no idea how he's pulling it off as the CEO of a tech company. A company like that getting contracts with the government? We're doomed. We could have a look at it, couldn't we? Doomed? Are we really?
There are plenty of people saying that kind of thing. Ignore them.
I heard he's the real deal when it comes to skill, though his business manners is something else. He'll take on work even with questionable morals, because you don't need to watch your back when your parents have power. Sounds like he has the business skills.
But no morals.
So it goes in business, there's no place for morals. Granted, maybe that's more of an overseas perspective, that wouldn't work in Japan.
Really? They say those who succeed in business tend to be psychopaths. I can kind of see that.
UTEC started only 7 years ago. Are there any other cases of companies growing so quickly? Can't tell if people are saying good things about him or not.
Reputation seems mixed.
Isn't he just a guy born into wealth? Clearly his parents hooked him up. His parents hooked him up? That seems to come up a lot.
I don't think that's the only factor in this, though I'm sure those connections help a lot.
Upper class citizens can get away with anything. Should they really be allowed? The upper class aren't just allowed to do anything they want, are they?
Totally not.
Plenty of people think they can, though. Kurosawa's father, Seiji, is the security director of the National Police Agency. As a parent, Director Seiji Kurosawa probably just wants to protect his precious only son. We'll look at it and then we'll do wobbly words. How high of a rank is the security director?
The very top.
There are a bunch of different departments, but he's above them all. Oh, that's fascinating. Big Boy's daddy is the police director. Explains why UTEC Priorities head office is in Toranomon. What do they mean by that? Oh, what do they mean by that?
Guess they mean because the National Police Agency is near Toranomon?
Yuya Kurosawa is untouchable. His dad is the director of security. That means his face alone can get him in places in government offices, and then daddy can cover up scandals that may arise, lol. No clue for that, but we do get another wobbly word. Scandals. It's a reaction to scandals.
We're really saying to expect them.
Let's do a search. So, why don't we look for Yuya and scandals? He had a few scandals during his streamer days, but started to turn a new leaf after starting UTEC. So he was up to no good when he was younger.
He's still young though.
I heard he's on his best behaviour even at hostess bars and clubs. People really can change. He hasn't had a single scandal since becoming CEO. His best behaviour?
I guess that means he isn't a violent drunk. Total opposite of beauty, Jean.
I bet they're just covering up all the scandals. It's easy work for the head of police, right? Is it easy to cover up scandals?
It can't be that easy.
Yuya's always been good at getting away with things. Getting away with things? Why would this person know that?
Maybe they know him personally. Hard to believe, though.
When he was a streamer, I feel like Yuya didn't have as many scandals as others.
See, maybe he's the type who's careful about these things.
But if you ask the staff at restaurants he goes to, everyone has a good impression of him, like he's very humble and sweet. So there are good impressions.
If it's only for a few moments of interaction, impressions can be all over the place.
We've got a clue. Okay. Don't know which high-rise the Kurosawas live in, but I wish fake policemen would show up and sweat them dry.
People are just late to meet things up.
Fake police are also an urban myth. I think the story goes that they show up in women's homes. I've got a good eye for people, and I can tell you this. That man is a narcissist. His personality is complete trash. One look at him and I know that man is trouble. By just looking at him. That's not really something you can tell from a single look. Alright, let's do another search terms. What about Sagian scandals? Aha. Seiji rose to the role of director of the National Police Security Bureau without a single scandal, right? I'd expect no less from a career civil servant. Kurosawa-san's father seems really impressive. Aye, he really is. The non-career civil servants are out on the street protecting the people while these career track elites kick back and chat with reporters. Those guys should get out there too. Non-career civil servants. The ones not aiming for politics or more out following leads or talking to victims. Must be nice to be on the career path. I've seen that kind of thing in cop TV shows. What exactly does the director of the National Police Security Bureau even do? Good point. What do they do? How would I know? I've never been one. Like security guards to VIPs, there's been a bunch of weird stuff involving the occult lately, right? Their job is to make sure that people don't do stupid stuff like that. Since the Zimmers are doing terrorist attacks, it must be rough. If the Zimmers cause another bombing, then it's Director Kurosawa that would be held responsible. VIP security information? Looks like they're facing a pretty serious situation. Quite a scandal if that happened. If anything, the Zimmers would be targeting Director Kurosawa. I see, that could be possible. If we were honestly entertaining the idea, judging by Zimmer activity, it would be strange for them to suddenly target the director, even if they want the information on VIPs protected by the Bureau. Information on the VIPs they're protecting. This person has really thought this through. People seriously need to stop speculating like that. I'm worried what else the Zimmers might try to do. Right. Wibbly wobbly words. Everyone's eyes are on Zimmer activity. Alright. So, if we search just for that on its own right now. No. And maybe the director? Aha. Following the recent arrests of members of the Zimmer terrorist group, Seiji Kurosawa, director of the National Police Security Bureau, announced a plan to bolster VIP protection measures. What might the Zimmers' next move be? Kurosawa-san's father was in the news the other day. Oh, okay, we've got a clue. Zimmers are scary, I don't get it. Occult fans are so twisted. There's that Kisaragi guy too. Next thing we know, the Urban Myth Dissolution Center will become terrorists too. How do people know about this? What? They're talking about us? That person sounds way too scared. Protecting high-profile people, so it's only the rich and famous who are afforded protections. Surely there's more you can be doing to fight terrorism. More that can be done. I get what they're saying, but it's also important to protect high-profile targets. If there was a bomb threat in the city, politicians could just escape to underground shelters. What is the average citizen supposed to do? Underground shelters? Like the underground facility we were at recently? No, underground bomb shelters are just an urban myth. I heard that there is a special team within the National Police Agency Security Bureau staffed by immortal cops, developed by the former Japanese army specifically to take on extremists like the Zimmers. Immortal soldiers? Yeah, right. Cult-brained people will find any excuse to lash out. That Urban Myth Dissolution Center and the ones who follow them are just potential terrorists. How could they? We'd never even think about doing that. Some people just act like they know it all. I always thought those people at the Dissolution Center were just ticking time bombs. Only extremists look into such dark subjects. Looks like we have our own army of haters. Yeah, looks like it. They'll lump us in with the Zimmers. So our survival of devastation and judgment all lies on Seiji Kurosawa's shoulders, or something like that. The only one who can save us from destruction is Kurosawa-san's father. I'd put my money on us over Kurosawa's dad. Nostradamus' great prophecy didn't come true in the end, so I don't think the occultists will actually follow through with their bomb threats. Either way, we can only wait and hope the police will do their best. And yet there are still people trying to follow through. Most people can never consider that a terrorist attack could affect them personally. Zimmers? Oh, those super supporters of Satomu Kisaragi. I bet you Seiji Kurosawa and the police never expected to have to deal with them now. Samazima users are Kisaragi supporters. They do often talk about him on the site. Kisaragi's book is a must-read in occult circles. There's no doubt that terrorists equals weird, occult fans equals Urban Myth Dissolution Center. Kisaragi was a criminal too, so that clearly means that the Urban Myth Dissolution Center equals criminals. all seal that. If we took him to court, we'd win defamation case hands down. These hyenas really are coming at us. What's going on? Clue, the center is a bad rep. Okay. What about Ya and Zimmer activity? Did we already do that search? Ah, I did. Okay, so it's... Oh, blah, 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 blah. So why don't we do Sagian scandals? Oh, I did that one too. Okay. What, Yaya... Did I just do Yaya and Zimmer activity? Oh yeah, what about Director and Zimmer activity? Did I do that already? Oh, I did that already. What about just Zimmer activity then? What, scandals? These two together? Ooh. Aha. Seiji Kurosawa, director of the National Police Security Bureau, is a big name around the elite career civil servants. Never thought he was Yuya Kurosawa's family, though. Career civil servants? They mean civil servants with the most power. Ah, we got a clue. Okay, that'll do it then. Why is the centre getting haters? What's going on? It might mean people are starting to believe the Zimmer or terrorist attacks. But why would they do something like this? Terrorists trying to carry out devastation and judgment, everyone's scared and confused. So they look for a familiar scapegoat they can actually reach. So they jump to conclusions on whose fault it is. Human nature. I wouldn't dwell on it. Human nature? So Kurosawa-san's father is a powerful person in the police force. Can't believe he's security director Kurosawa's son. Jasmine, you already knew about Seiji-san. Ah yeah, he's been on TV, pretty famous guy. Rich and famous comments we saw. Our father is head of the police force, son is a tech company CEO. There are people who overreact and assume they're exploiting everyone. So is the Samazima admin fueling that movement with the Illuminate cards? I wonder why they do that. Or do they just want more followers and terrorist attacks? Terrorism doesn't guarantee they'll get the word they want. It's as much of a mystery as the doppelganger itself. How much of this was planned by the Samazima admin? Let's find the answers at the Kurosawa house. Yes! Oh yeah, Zami, forgot to tell you. Something wrong? Those two working in the server room, they're missing. You mean Nakata-san and Inu-san? Kurosawa told us when he called. It says they're absent without leave. With Kiyomoto-san and Honda-san, that's 4 missing already. This really doesn't look good. Now I've asked someone I know to look for them. Oh, we should be extra careful as well. Okay. Damn, why's these people disappearing? Hello, Kurosawa-san, thank you for waiting.
It's fine, I just got here.
So about today's investigation.
Oh, could you park that van in the back?
Stands out too much by the front gate. Azami, I'll go park, you head on in. Understood. Kurosawa-san, about the doppelganger. I heard that the 2 staff members at the server room have gone missing too. If this is the doppelganger's fault, that's already 4 people missing. And you also ran into it at home, right? Kurosawa-san? You are Kurosawa-san, right? Don't tell me you're...
This is my father's home, Seiji Kurosawa.
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you for your time. I'm from the Urban Myth Dissolution Center. My name is Azami Fukurai.
Welcome. I'm Yuya's father, Seiji Kurosawa, Security Director of the National Police Agency.
Oh, yes, pleasure to meet you. Could I ask who these gentlemen in the suits are?
Well, we've had heightened security concerns of late. I was told I should have a security detail just in case. They guard me when I'm off work.
A security detail?
Yeah, excuse us for a while, I'll be fine.
I'd like to start by asking you some questions.
Sure, after all that's been happening lately, I was worried about my father. So I gave him a call and he told me I'd visited last night.
Does that mean... Did you come here last night, Yuya-san?
Of course not. Which means it was the doppelganger who showed up here last night.
I find that hard to believe. Who exactly is this doppelganger? Are they involved with the Zimmers?
Good flair, sir. Currently, Fukurai here is looking into things. With both the doppelgangers and the Zimmers as potential suspects, right? Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you in the back. Have we met before somewhere? Anyway, I see. Yo-yo, if that is the case, we should ask the police to step in.
Actually, there's something we should consider. It shouldn't be too late to contact the police after this investigation.
If there's something on your mind, I have no reason to refuse. Please do what you need to do, then.
Understood. When we got the call, he was worried that his father's home might have been infiltrated without anyone realizing it. Sounds like it actually happened shortly afterwards. Well, we better look into the intruder's actions here. What were they doing in the house, and whether they stole anything? So we'll do the usual walk through at the hot spots, then with the glasses, and then finally talk to people, I think. Painting of a woman. Clearly looks expensive. An old-fashioned safe. Is having a safe another Kurosawa family tradition? Various objects lined up on this shelf. Trophies, certificates. It's like a family tradition. Okay, that's it for the room. Glasses. Oh, that's holding a big knife. The shadow looks just like Kurosawa-san. Is it the doppelganger? What is it doing? Touching things on the shelf. Shadow who resembles Kurosawa-san, the doppelganger perhaps. Up to now I was able to tell the doppelganger apart at a glance, but today I'm not getting that feeling. Am I too tired? The doppelganger is fiddling around with the safe. Taking something out perhaps? Shadow that looks just like Kurosawa-san, the doppelganger? So it did show up here too. Means it doesn't look like the doppelganger, doesn't it? It looks like him. It looks like Kurosawa's shadow that we've seen in these places as well. Was he pretending to be the doppelganger this time? The shadow is staring at the painting. Why would the doppelganger care about the painting? Maybe there's a secret to it. Hidden safe, perhaps? The shadow is here. It's just like Kurosawa-san Jr. This shadow, compared to the previous doppelganger shadows, looks somewhat different. Not sure how exactly. Seiji-san might know something. Alright, let's take these off for now. Let's have a look at the painting. The doppelganger was staring at this painting. The frame is fancy too, must cost a fortune. But why would the doppelganger want to stare at it? It obviously hasn't been stolen either. Maybe I should ask Seiji-san. Reintroducing myself, Azami Fukurai of the Urban Myth Dissolution Center.
Well, thank you for your help. Seiji Kurosawa, Yuya's father and security director of the National Police. I try to avoid meddling with things I don't understand too well. But Yuya mentioned that this case is related to the Zimmer incidents that are causing an uproar lately. So you have my cooperation.
Could you tell us about what happened?
Last night, around 10 or so, my son came home. I was in my study in the middle of organizing some papers. So I briefly greeted him and then returned to my desk. I told him to wait a bit while I finished my work. After maybe 10 minutes, I came back to this room, but my son was already gone.
So soon? Did you find that strange?
Well, not really. It's normal for my son to be busy working as a company head. Then, this morning, he called and asked whether anyone who looks just like him had come here recently.
And that's when Yuya-san realized it was the doppelganger. I don't think it was, by the way. Did you notice anything unusual at the time?
No, not really. When my son came in, I mean the doppelganger, He stopped and stared at that painting there. So I told him that we'd bought it just yesterday.
Is anything being taken from your home?
Taken? Does the doppelganger steal things? All I heard from my son is that it appeared in his room.
I see, thank you. We'll take a look around the house. So your son only told his father about the doppelganger showing up in his room. Didn't want to worry him. Did you clearly see the doppelganger's face?
I did indeed.
Was there anything strange?
I didn't notice anything. He's my son after all, so I don't think I'd have mistaken him.
So were they so similar his father couldn't tell them apart? Could you tell me about your son, Yuya-san?
Your questions range rather wide. He is the Kurosawa family's only son, and we've taken good care of him. I've been called overprotective and meddling at times. My wife and I had an early divorce, so he's grown without knowing motherly love. There was a time when he would go around causing mischief and streaming them as part of some activist group. But he's built on those experiences and now runs an internet technology company.
I see, and you've supported him throughout.
Well, that's what parents do.
Could you tell us a bit about your own work?
My work mostly prevents me from mentioning details or anything specific. But you could say I'm in charge of VIP security within Japan.
Are you involved in countering the recent occult terrorist movement?
Of course, our organization exists to protect public interest from all forms of disaster.
About the painting you have there.
Ah, yes, we purchased that one 2 days ago. We put it up just yesterday. Last night, my son, or the doppelganger rather, was looking at the painting too before anything else.
It must be very expensive.
To tell you the truth, the frame is more costly. The painting itself is only 50,000 yen. He was surprised to hear that too.
Oh, though 50,000 yen isn't inexpensive.
Since I thought he was my son, I told him the actual price. But if it actually was someone unrelated, I maybe should have bluffed a bit.
Is this a joke? Alright, so I'm actually going to look at stuff again, just in case anything else has come up. No. Alright, well, let's put the head of police in our little journal. VIP security. Looks like we got all the relevant notes now. We now know that the doppelganger is targeting national police info. That kind of important data isn't kept here, is it? If what we mentioned the other day is true, then the information has already been stolen.
Yes, but it showed up again, so I need you to look into it.
And we'll try to figure out its motives by following the traces. Could you tell us about what happened here yesterday?
I actually don't know anything about what happened yesterday. More or less the same as each doppelganger sighting so far. Please ask my father about what happened too.
Oh, right. Then you could tell us why you decided to call Seiji-san?
Our server room was infiltrated, so we knew that the doppelganger was targeting the National Police's top-secret data. This made my father a potential target too, so I was worried and called him, and it turned out the doppelganger had indeed shown up.
Why do you think the doppelganger appeared here? There's a pattern to his actions, probably to steal something.
There isn't much of value here in this house. That painting there might look expensive, but it only cost a few dozen bands of yen.
Isn't that actually quite expensive?
The only possibility I see is the contents of the safe. It has valuables inside. Would you be able to find traces with that power of yours?
Well, we'll check if there are any traces around the safe then.
Well, I did that already, so... sure, we can do it again. Blah, 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 blah.
The doppelganger seems to be taking something from the safe. Maybe something was stolen then. Could the safe be open right now? Blah. The safe that the doppelganger was touching, could it be open? No, not open. I'm hoping the doppelganger hasn't actually gotten the safe open. Could the shadow traces tell us something?
Well. Yeah,
Maybe the one that was fiddling with the shelves, perhaps. It's holding the kendo trophy upside down. Is it writing something on the bottom? Not a knife, then. This is the first place trophy for the Prefectural High School Kendo Championship. The shadow is holding this trophy upside down and looking at the base. Checking the base. Ah, a small piece of paper is stuck here. 9630, 4-digit number. What is it for? Could be the safes combination, but there's no way it'd be written here, is there? Well, I don't know. Slightly unusual. Grammar on that. I get the gist. I didn't expect it to work, but that shadow's movement might mean that it saw that number and entered it. Should at least try, I guess. Wait, no way, it opened. And inside is an empty box. Who would keep an empty box in a safe? Or maybe what was stolen was inside the box? I need to check with Seiji-san. Well, let's talk to him first, and then we'll do that stuff. Could I bother you again for a bit? Excuse me, about the contents of that safe.
Oh yes, the safe.
It seems something was stolen from inside it.
Why would you know this?
I've looked, and the box inside the safe was empty.
You looked? You mean you opened the safe?
Oh, maybe that was inappropriate?
Or it's more a matter of how you managed to.
Oh, I'm sorry, terribly sorry. I have this strange power that allows me to see things.
See things?
And we believe the contents of the box in the safe were stolen.
I'm not sure I understand you fully, but I will confirm. As you said, the object is missing. Stolen, apparently.
What was in the box?
I can't tell you much, but it was part of an informational system within the National Police.
Oh, is that the system in Kurosawa-san's company server? The one that needs special authentication to access?
You know that much? Well, might as well explain then. As you say, the object in question is a password device needed to access that system. Yet its existence should only be known to a select few individuals in our leadership. We haven't disclosed details to even our families.
Not even your families?
And that's what was stolen. There were reports that VIP protection data was uploaded to social networks, so those were not baseless rumors.
Now what? I should tell Jasmine. Well, let's do the little quiz thing first, huh? Something feels off about today's investigation, but I can't quite place it. It just feels different. The doppelganger appeared in front of Seiji-san and searched around in the house. So someone other than Seiji-san was definitely here yesterday, but then again,
There's something different from the usual, isn't there?
At least my imaginary version of the director shows up right away.
I will always be here when you really need me. When you saw the shadow, you mentioned something was different about it.
Yes, the shadow seemed different from the doppelganger we've seen so far, and his actions afterwards seemed weird as well. I wonder how it's different from the previous doppelganger intrusions. Isn't the... Yeah, isn't the shadow seen through clairvoyance actually Yuya Kurosawa himself? That's what I was thinking. If I remember correctly, Seiji-san explained about the painting to the doppelganger, and that was yesterday. It's supposedly been a while since Kurosawa-san was here himself. Why did he know about the painting? I need to check with Kurosawa-san. Not that Kurosawa-san, I guess the son. Kurosawa-san, could I talk to you for a moment?
Certainly.
The doppelganger appeared in front of Seiji-san yesterday. That was actually you, wasn't it?
So you caught me.
Huh? He just admits to it. Why is this happening?
No, wait, it's not what you think. I wanted to show all those who are suffering how incredible your power is. I just ended up doing it, no harm intended.
What do you mean by show?
Take photos, upload them, that kind of thing. With your permission, of course. Your power will bring solace to many people. I really respect you. Hope you don't hold it against me.
This feels so wrong. Why would Kurosawa-san say things like this? Please don't take any photos without telling us. I'll be continuing the investigation.
Ah, thank you.
Right. So let's talk to Jasmine now, I guess. Jasmine, are the director and the center safe?
Worried about the haters? It's gonna be okay.
Any thoughts on this case?
Kurosawa's doppelganger is clearly acting along Zimmer goals.
As in it's targeting national police info.
Usually, if we knew something was stolen, we'd call the police and stop there. So what we're doing is supposedly police work, but Kurosawa Jr. is stalling. Chances are he's hiding something.
What could he be hiding? Jasmine, something was stolen after all.
Huh? And what was stolen?
Password device granting access to the National Police's information system. The doppelganger can access the National Police's info system at will now.
So first it was unable to snatch data from the server room. Realized it needed a password device to grab access. But came here to steal the password device. Wait, that means...
We're in big trouble. What should I do?
Could you go ask Kurosawa's father when he last used the device? I need to make a call right now.
Okay. Jasmine tends to make calls at times like this. Alright. Still got a couple of clues to find. About the stolen device. When was the last time you used it?
Well, to be honest, I'm not a tech-savvy person. I received it around 5 years ago and haven't used it at all since then.
Oh, is that so?
Either way, this is a crisis now. We need to take measures immediately. If you happen to find it, please let me know.
Ah, yes, if we happen to, that is. Could you tell us the device's shape and colour so we know?
Well, it's red and looks like a card.
A red card-like device? Isn't that the same as... Kurosawa-san, could I talk to you for a moment?
Certainly.
Oh, okay, for some reason we're not. I'm just doing kind of a walkthrough again to see if anything else can be done. Here we go. I checked about the device and Seiji-san has never used it.
What? No, that can't be right. Director Kurosawa's device has logs of continued usage starting from several years ago.
From several years ago? Wait, does that mean the doppelganger was there from back then too? Or not, it was stolen yesterday after all. Wait, there's more.
Azami, slow down.
We know what the doppelganger stole yesterday. It's a red card-like device.
Huh? Wasn't that the device that was stolen? From Kurosawa's Junior CEO office?
This is getting really confusing. He could have stolen it on an earlier occasion. It didn't have to be yesterday, so...
This raises questions about Jasmine's connections. I wonder who she was calling.
This password device, wasn't it also stolen from the CEO's office? Maybe there was something about the device kept in the safe. Maybe... Kurosawa-san stole it from the safe. Maybe Kurosawa-san stole it from the safe. Yes, that must be it. The two are the same device. They're both the red card-like device. That makes sense that the Zimmers are after it. But why would Kurosawa-san take it without saying anything? There's a lot we need to ask him. Ah.
What's going on, Yuya? Why would the password device stolen from our safe be stolen from your company? Did you take it from the safe?
I was so intrigued by the work you do. I just took it and kept it in my office.
Jasmine mentioned the log showed it had been used since several years ago.
I didn't mean any harm, but the doppelganger stole it. I wanted to find it before the worst could happen, and Azami-san's power would make it possible.
Not really the time to be complimenting me.
This has gotten out of hand.
Isn't it more important to prevent the public from knowing this device was stolen?
Jasmine, things are getting really complicated now. If this was just a family conflict, we could leave it alone and go home right now. So all in all, everything about this case was to cover up for Kurosawa-san's theft? Well, that red password device was taken by the doppelganger, so there's no way it just ends there. So I guess there isn't anything we can do about the situation. Tanking. Oh man, that timing, as usual. It's the director. Hello, are you okay?
How's it going?
Oh, we were worried about you, director.
It turns out that the doppelganger's actions have affected more people than I'd realized.
I know you've been busy on your end too, but please don't disappear like that. Important police data was stolen and we've been seeing nasty rumors about the center.
We can think about those complications once we wrap up this case.
Fair enough. Time for a dissolution. I'm relieved though, I was anxious about doing the eye-opener part myself.
That may happen sooner or later.
No, that's a hard pass.
Now then, please ensure the Kurosawas can hear you.
Yes.
This request was about recovering, if possible, an object stolen by a doppelganger. But now, let us put on hold whether recovery is even possible, until we determine who exactly we're dealing with.
Are we ready?
The eye reveals all. Eye opener. Now, let the dissolution begin. In this case, Kiyomoto-san, secretary at UTEC, initially encountered the doppelganger, leading us to follow its traces. We identified it as a doppelganger, based on its appearance being identical with Kurosawa-san, and that it doesn't engage in conversation. So, Miss Azami.
Yes?
There have been further indications that the anomaly is indeed a doppelganger. What kind of phenomenon has been observed?
4 people are missing. Kiyomoto-san, Honda-san, Inu-san, and Nakata-san. The people who encountered the doppelganger have all gone missing.
The 4 individuals you named have not been found, so they may or may not be alive. Yet the situation does seem to line up with the doppelganger anomaly's characteristics. Why would a request to search for a missing object turn into such a complicated matter? That is because of one key factor that made us believe this was all the doppelganger's doing. So, Miss Azami.
Yes?
What was the notable characteristic of the intruder that kept this incident from being reported to the police and that led to a request to the center instead?
Impersonate someone, I guess, of those choices. The intruder's appearance is identical to Kurosawa-san's. The people who encountered it all thought it was him all along.
And that is precisely why we were called in. That aspect is indeed clearly anomalous. Our angle will change from here on. The doppelganger who appeared in the server room seemed to be targeting confidential police information. Yet it turned out through Miss Fukurai's clairvoyance that they had given up on that approach. So, Miss Azami.
Yes?
To confirm, why did the doppelganger in the server room give up on extracting data?
Because an authenticating device was needed. Yeah, this device was only available to high-ranking police officials. So we believe the intruder had no choice but to give up.
Yes, that is correct. The device that the doppelganger stole from the CEO office. Now, about that red card-like device. Something seemed strange there, didn't it?
Yes?
Kurosawa-san mentioned that he was intrigued by his father's work and had took it on a whim. A rather naive reason, if anything. So, Miss Azami,
Oh yes, he did say that.
the question here is when exactly the device was stolen from the Kurosawa estate. Around when do you think this actually happened? Years ago.
Jasmine looked into this for us. It seems the password device has been in use since several years ago. Kurosawa-san mentioned he stole it a week ago on a whim, but that doesn't feel right.
Mr. Kurosawa's accounts seem to have a number of inconsistencies here and there. Though we can't do anything about that itself, I hope they can figure things out, father and son.
Yuya, there's gonna be no easy way out of this. I expect a full explanation once we're done here.
Now, for my final question. The culprit who appeared at the Kurosawa family home and stole the red card-like device was your son, Yuya Kurosawa, and the culprits who infiltrated Yuya-san's company and home were the doppelganger, and also acting like a Zimmer. So, Miss Azami.
Yes?
Miss Fukurai, you have already encountered the doppelganger and Zimmer.
Oh, I have?
Please think back to all the accounts you heard from everybody you talked to. For this case to be possible, who would need to be a Zimmer?
Neither. It's got to be him, right? Things ended up for either of these two possibilities.
So, it's neither Kiyomoto-san, his secretary, or Aika-san, his girlfriend? Then who actually is the doppelganger and Zimmer?
Okay, yeah, well, maybe, yeah, because they've all gone missing, right? So, and they... I don't know about the security guard when he started, but certainly the others were all new appointments. Wait, could it be all four of them?
When the doppelganger supposedly appeared, those four individuals were each on the scene. Though their accounts and what happened to them since suggest paranormal involvement, the experience of the vanishing doppelganger, and then the disappearance of those who encountered it, that could be explained by all four telling the same cover story. Also, each of the four were recently appointed to their jobs and came in proximity of Yuya-san.
Oh no.
It is very likely that the four of them worked together to play the role of doppelganger. And it's also likely that all four of them are Zimmers. The mystery is now solved.
Zimmers, all four of them.
Are you unsatisfied with the dissolution results?
No, I do see why the dissolution makes sense. But a few things still don't quite make sense.
Oh, do tell.
Well, the doppelganger that I saw through clairvoyance was staring at me. Why did they steal the HDD after stealing the red device?
Good point. The VIP protection data should have been accessible once they had the red device. I would indeed like to discuss those angles in depth. But it seems that will have to wait until next time.
What are you doing here? We're in the middle of an important family discussion. Go and wait in the next room until we're done.
Huh? Wait. It's Inu-san. The server room security guard at Kurosawa-san's company. Also Nakata-san, the server engineer, and Kiyomoto-san, the secretary. And Honda-san, the housekeeper. Well, I'm glad you're all safe. Zami, remember what we talked about during the dissolution? They enacted the doppelganger. They're dangerous extremists. Remember who they are. Huh? Are you all really Zimmers?
What's going on? Where are the SPs?
Do you realize I'm your boss? Have you even thought about the consequences?
We owe nothing to that joke of a company. We're working towards a higher goal.
You disgust me living the easy life with your family fortune and connections.
A family discussion to keep a lid on the incident. For this country to prosper for the next millennia, you rotten sprouts need to be pruned.
You assume the terror attacks were happening someplace else? Well, one's happening here and now, so brace yourselves.
Everyone, please hold on.
Azami, get back. These people are dangerous. They no longer care. You have no reason to cover for the filthy rich. Wake up already. They told us their plan. Devastation and judgment are about to happen. The Great Reset is nigh.
Day, do you mean the Samazim or admin?
This world needs leaders, those who envisage the future and guide the weak. The world's values have been corrupted. The weak know this well, but the weak lack the power to change things alone. They are guiding us forward and gathering us into a greater power. We should be the ones to bring change to this world.
This is a complete mess. Hey you, hurry up and do something.
How's your leader, the Samazim or admin? Please stop all this. This isn't the way to do things. You shouldn't be hurting anyone. If you're siding with this filth, that means you're not with us.
We'll fulfill our role here.
Yeah, to enact devastation and judgment. Great Reset.
Eek. Enough of that nonsense. Answer me. Jasmine, they're not going to listen.
The end.
Freeze!
That was him. Tamiri.
Secure them all.
Commissioner Tamiri! All suspects secured!
Fine work. Are you safe, Director Kurosawa?
Right, you, Tamiri. Well, that was timely.
Assistant Commissioner Tomarigi. Please brief Director Kurosawa on the situation.
Assistant Commissioner Yasumi Tomarigi, CUTU. Team, Security Police, sir. Director Kurosawa, our apologies for the commotion. Jasmine? You're with the security police undercover? What's going on?
Sorry, Zami.
What exactly is the CUTU? The Counter Unidentified Terrorist Unit. We proactively prevent terrorist cells from carrying out their plans. Specifically unidentified incidents such as this series of prophecies. I was in the Urban Myth Dissolution Center to gather information. Why would you need to be undercover? The center sure is creepy, but it shouldn't be a threat. Relax, it was initially an investigation target, but it's for information only at this point. And we learned a ton through that undercover stint. Hey Zami, sorry for not telling you. So that's why you're so good at fighting and had connections in weird places. Makes sense.
Kinda. We meet again.
That scary person from the park.
I'm glad you remember me. And happy to see you've been putting that wondrous power to fruitful use.
Oh, so he's with the security police as well. Commissioner, what about Kurosawa Jr.?
We sent Yuya Kurosawa home just now, but he probably won't have any charges pressed.
Huh? Why not? This all happened because he took the device without permission.
This case will be handled as a mishap on Director Kurosawa's part. The director himself asked us to do so.
I know the first time he wipes his prodigal son's rear.
Miss Tomarigi, please remember to be decent in your work. Director Kurosawa's device has been in use these few days as well.
Which means that we could trace the IPs used to access the server?
We may be able to apprehend those involved. Though we don't know who exactly it is, the next time they access will be the moment of truth. We should get ready, Miss Tomarigi.
Zami, you should head out now. Huh? We'll handle a devastation and judgment prophecy from here. So I'm not part of we then. We're taking on a terrorist mastermind, not a mysterious entity. It's out of your hands now. Jasmine, please wait. Whatever you do, don't follow us. But I need to lift home.
Mr. Marigi, they took the bait.
Heading to the area. Director?
Welcome back, Miss Azami. I see Jasmine had ulterior motives.
Please don't put it that way. She had her reasons.
Even without her, we will need you to continue with your work. You will need this computer from here on.
Jasmine.
So far, more or less as planned. She played her part very nicely.
I got the 3rd floor. All other units secure 1st floor exits. Samarigi here. 3rd floor, visual and lightning personnel. This is the security police. CATU. This building is surrounded. You.
Huh?
So that's your secret. The Genesis card.
Ooh. One loose end taken care of.
Interesting. Yeah, okay. I actually thought they were suggesting that he was the admin, but it must be someone else. But yeah, very interesting. And then we can see that we've got one case left. No idea what it's going to contain or where indeed it's going to take us come the end, but that's going to be interesting to find out. But thanks very much for watching this episode. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, you could hit that like button and leave me a comment as well. Let me know what you've thought about the resolution. I'm just trying to think in my head, knowing that there was no doppelganger, kind of how that played out. It was basically... Yeah, it was basically those 4 people saying they saw it, and it couldn't have been because he was somewhere else. But they did have the security camera thing. I guess they could have faked it in some way, as they had so many people, like in the conspiracy. But I don't know. Let me know your thoughts anyway. And if you're watching this and still not subscribed to the channel, if you could do that as well, that'd be amazing. All right, well, that's it for now, and I'll hope to see you next time. Bye for now.